Welcome to this session of Energy Conservation and Management. Myself, Anirban Sarkar, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department of JIS College of Engineering, Nodia, Poland. Today we will discuss energy audit instruments and related issues. First of all, the instruments we are using for auditing, energy auditing, that should match with the requirement. So matching energy uses to requirement or fit to requirement is very important. Mismatch between equipment capacity and user requirement often leads to inefficiencies due to part load operation, wastage, etc. Worst case design in a designer characteristics, while optimization in the energy management mandate may situation and many situations present themselves towards and exercise involving graceful matching of energy capacity to end use. Some examples being, that is, eliminate throttling of a pump by impeller trimming, resizing pump, or installing variable speed drives. Eliminate damper operation in fans by impeller trimming, installing variable speed drives, pulley diameter modification for belt drives, fan resizing for better efficiency. Moderation of chilled water temperature for process chilling. Recovery of energy lost in control valve pressure drops by back pressure turbine or back pressure or turbine, some adaptations. Adaptation of task lightening in place of less effective area of lighting. Maximizing system efficiency. Once the energy use and sources are matched properly, the next step is to operate the equipment efficiently through best practices in operation and maintenance, as well as judicious technology adoption. Some illustration in this context are: eliminate steam leakage by trap improvement, maximize condensate recovery, adopt combustion control for maximizing combustion efficiency. Replace pumps, fans, air compressors, refrigerator compressor, boilers, furnace, heaters, and other energy consuming equipments whenever significant energy efficiency margins exist. Optimizing the input energy requirement. Consequent upon fine-tuning the energy use practice, attention is accorded to consideration for minimizing energy input requirement. The range of measures could include shuffling of compressors to match needs, periodic review of insulation thicknesses, identify potential for heat exchangers, networking, and process integration, optimization of transformer operation with respective loads. Fuel and energy substitution. So, as our country is moving towards the green renewable energy sector, so fuel substitution, if possible, is very important. What is fuel substitution? Substituting existing fossil fuel with more efficient and less cost, less pollutant fuel such as natural gas, biogas, and locally available agro resources. Energy in an important input in the production, and probably the most important input in the production. There are two ways to reduce energy dependency, that is energy conservation and substitution. Fuel substitution has taken place in all major sectors of Indian economy. Kerosene and liquefied petroleum gas have been substituted soft coke for residential uses. Few examples of fuel substitution, that is natural gas, increasingly the fuel of choice as fuels and feedstock in the fertilizer, in petrochemicals, power and sponge iron industry. Replacement of coal by coconut shell, rice husk, etc. Replacement of LDO, that is low density diesel, by LSHS type of fuel. Few examples of energy substitution: replacement of electric heater by steam heater, and replacement of steam based hot water by solar system. So in fuel and energy substitution, a textile industry case study we need to be studied. A textile process industry replaced old fuel oil fired thermic fluid heater with agro fuel fired heater. The economics of these projects are given below. What type of industry? That is use of agro fuel, that is coconut chips, in place of furnace oil in a boiler. The description of existing system and its operation is: a thermic fluid heater with furnace oil currently using. In the same plant, a coconut chip fired boiler is operating continuously with good performance. Now, description of proposed system and its operations. It was suggested to replace the oil-fired thermic fluid heater with coconut chip-fired boiler, as the company has the facilities to handle coconut chip-fired system. Now, energy saving calculations for the old system, that is type of firing, that is furnace oil-fired heater. Gross calorific value 10,200 kilocalorie per kg. Average thermal efficiency 82%. Heat duty, that is 15 lakhs kilocalorie per hour. Operating hour 25 days, 12 months and 24 hours, that is 7,200 hours. And annual cost, fuel cost, that is rupees 130 lakhs. That is at the rate of 1800 rupees 1800 per hour. Now, modified system, we have type of fuel savings, that is coconut chips fired heater. Gross calorific value 4,200 kilocalorie per kg. Average thermal efficiency 72%. Heat duty, that is 15 lakhs kilocalorie per hour. Annual operating cost, that is 50 lakhs. So annual savings, that will be 80 lakhs. Additional auxiliary power plus manpower cost, that is 10 lakhs. Net annual savings, that is now became 70 lakhs. An investment for new coconut fired heater, that is rupees 35 lakhs. So by simple payback period within 6 months, this price that can achieved, or that price can be payback. Now these graphs shows relating energy consumption and production of an industry, of the industry. After collecting of energy consumptions, energy cost and production data, the next stage of the monitoring process is to study and analyze the data and represent it for day-to-day controls. So it represents graphically. As we can see that in the sectors of that is in this zone, the production and energy is nearly same. And here initially it has some gaps. So over the years, these gaps, for the previous year gaps is higher, and around the year it closes the gaps, and ultimately there is an beneficial in this, that is the energy in consumptions and energy consumptions. So the next is energy audit instruments. The requirement of an energy audit, such as identification and quantification of energy, necessitates measurements. These measurements requires the use of instruments. These instruments must be probably portable, durable, easy to operate, and relatively inexpensive. The parameters generally monitored during energy audit and may include the following: that basic electrical parameters, that is in AC and DC system, voltage, current, power factor, active power, apparent power, reactive power, and energy consumption frequency, harmonics, etc. Parameters of importance other than electrical, such as temperature and heat flow, radiation, air and gas flow, liquid flow, revolution per minute, air velocity, noise and vibration, dust concentration, total dissolved solid, that is TDS, pH, moisture content, relative humidity, flue gas analysis, combustion efficiency, etc. are the most important. Now, key instruments for energy audit are listed below. Here, first of all, that is an electric measuring instrument, electrical measuring instrument. These instruments for measuring major electrical parameters such as kilovolt, ampere, kilowatt, power factor, hertz, amperes, and volts. In addition, some of these instruments also measure harmonics. These instruments are applied on line, that is on running motors, without any need of stop the motor. Instant measurements can be taken with the handheld meters, while more advanced ones facilities cumulative reading with printout at specified intervals. Combustion analyzer. This instrument has in built-up chemical cells which measures various gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur oxides. Constant thermometers. These are thermocouples which measures, for example, flue gas, hot water temperature by insertion of probes into the strings. For surface temperature, a leafy type probe is used with same instruments. Infrared thermometer. This is a non-contact type measurement which, when directed at a heat source, directly gives the temperature reading. This instrument is useful for measuring hot spots in furnace, surface temperature, etc. Pitot tube and manometer. Air velocity in ducts can be measured using a pitot tube and inclined manometer for further calculation of flows. Next is, that is, speed measurement. In any audit exercise, speed measurements are critical as they may have changes with frequency, belt slip, and loading. A simple tachometer is an contact type instrument which can be used where direct access is possible. More sophisticated and safer ones are non-contact instruments such as stroboscope. Leak detector. Ultrasonic instruments are available which can be used to detect leaks of compressed air and other gases which are normally not possible to detect with human abilities. Next is fuel efficiency monitors. These measures oxygen and temperature of the flue gas, calorific value of common fuels, and fed into microprocessors, which calculates the combustion efficiency. Pyrites, a hand below pumps, draws the flue gas sample into the solution inside the pyrites. A chemical reaction changes the liquid volume, revealing the amount of gas. A separate pyrite can be used for oxygen and carbon dioxide measurements. So with this, we'd like to conclude this session. Thank you for joining this session.